Hi everyone, this is a Pecha Kucha of This Is Our Youth, written by Kenneth Lonergan and told by Elizabeth Raywinkle and Giovanna Elizabeth. I hope you enjoy.
This Is Our Youth is a 2-act play that was written by Kenneth Lonergan and premiered in 1996. The plot focuses on the three main characters, Warren, Dennis, and Jessica, and takes place over the course of 2 days. Only those three characters ever appear on stage.
Warren arrives at his friend Dennis's house with $15,000 that he stole from his dad. They want to use that money to make more money dealing drugs, so Warren leaves to go buy some. While Dennis is away, Warren meets Jessica and they rent a room and have sex. The next day, the person Dennis bought drugs from overdoses and Warren's dad calls him.
Warren Straub is insecure and depends on Dennis's approval, which allows for Dennis to push him around. He has a suitcase full of collectible toys, and Dennis convinces Warren to let Dennis sell them to recoup the money spent so Warren can return the $15,000 to his dad. He is also awkward, so he doesn't have a girlfriend.
Dennis Ziegler is a narcissistic, privileged stoner who realizes his mortality at the end of the story. He sees himself as an expert negotiator and is usually only able to see his own side of things. Dennis takes a lot of pride in his authority of talking down to and bullying Warren.
Jessica Goldman is a fashion student and is friends with Dennis's girlfriend. When she first arrives at Dennis's apartment, she is worried about being set up with Warren, which of course she is. She is very nervous and seeks approval from others, and so the day after she had sex with Warren, she called him to ensure he didn't tell anyone.
The setting is Dennis Ziegler's Upper West Side apartment in New York City, March 1982. It is a nice apartment, but Dennis does not put much effort into keeping it clean. The notes in the script even called it a grunge palace. There is also a buzzer in Dennis's apartment, which he utilizes to allow Jessica up into the apartment later that night.
This Is Our Youth contains themes of privilege and maturing. Warren, Dennis, and Jessica are all privileged and have wealthy parents. Dennis's apartment is even paid for by his parents. This privilege facilitates their drug use and other questionable behaviors. Also, these characters are transitioning into adulthood. Warren selling his collectible toys can symbolize him letting go of his childhood.
I personally did not enjoy the play as much as I thought I would have. I thought it was very repetitive with the whole plot of the story, especially as to how it only takes place in one setting. I thought the characters had very dull personalities for teenagers, which made it hard to pay attention to the key factors of the story, although I understand this play depicts the harsher side of some teenage life.
I did not like the play. I like being able to root for the main characters in whatever I am reading, but they were not good people in this case, so I couldn't do that. My mom even noticed that I didn't like what I was reading because of the sour look on my face. However, I realized that theater doesn't have to cater to what I like to be good.
One fact about the author Kenneth Lonergan is that both his parents were psychiatrists and they would discuss their patients at home. He said talking about people's personalities and why people do things is a part of my life and has been since I was little. This is interesting because the characters' emotions and interpersonal relations were prevalent in This Is Our Youth.
Another fact about Lonergan is that the play was partly based on his childhood. Tavi Gevinson, an actress in the 2014 Broadway revival, said that he told the cast about the friends the characters had been loosely based on, what that kind of lifestyle was like, being a young adult from a certain kind of family on the Upper West Side.
Kenneth Lonergan started writing for his own delight in the 5th grade, starting on the first of several science fiction novels which he had completed during the next few years. He began writing plays in the beginning of high school with the encouragement of a drama teacher, Bruce Cornwell. Lonergan jokes that the reason he switched from novels to plays is that there was less to type on the page, which made them less difficult to correct.
This Is Our Youth uses realism to better portray the experiences and personalities of the three main characters. It is legitimate theater. There are no magic powers or singing that could distract from the serious themes. Using realism portrays these characters as real people that could exist. Also, the play focuses on only 3 characters.
Kenneth Lonergan uses realism in This Is Our Youth, which allows the audience and readers to view the characters as real people and not as heroes, what they should aspire to be like. Also, only having 3 characters allows the audience and readers to get to know the characters and be able to study their relationships better in detail.
This Is Our Youth premiered in 1996 off-Broadway at the Intar Theater in New York City. It was directed by Mark Bracco. It starred Josh Hamilton as Dennis, Mark Ruffalo as Warren, and Missy Yeager as Jessica. Mark Ruffalo was not famous yet, but he and the production were praised in their reviews.
This Is Our Youth had a Broadway revival in 2014 at the Court Theater. It was directed by Anna Shapiro. It starred Kieran Culkin as Dennis, Michael Cera as Warren, and Tavi Jevinson as Jessica. A review from Vulture said that Michael Cera was great as Warren and that he uplifted the other characters.
This ideograph shows Dennis's apartment in the Upper West Side and, quite literally, highlights the importance of the setting in This Is Our Youth. The apartment is central to the story because it is the only setting in the whole show, and it also exemplifies how privileged the characters are.
While the last ideograph represents Dennis, this ideograph focuses more on Warren and his interests. The different symbols are mostly icons of nerdy and socially awkward stereotype subjects. This ideograph shows a brighter and more colorful side to the story, which would be the focus of being young. Despite all the issues in Dennis and Warren's life, there is still the main focus of being young, wild, and free.
The third ideograph seems to show a gallery wall of photos that take place within this story. We see Dennis, Warren, and Jessica living life through these pictures and simply being teenagers having fun. We see the drugs and alcohol, but we can also see the memories of their youth.
This here is the fourth ideograph, which we decided that we liked the best. This notebook is a prop that was used in the play by Dennis to keep track of his funds for selling the drugs. We can see the figure of a woman's body on the right, which can depict Dennis's views on women, as well as the marijuana leaf on the top, which shows all his love for weed.